I tell stories about real people, experiences I've had in my travels around Wisconsin, Midwest, and the nation. Generally, stories focus on personal development, getting along, having a better world to live in.
Well, it's good to see you all again.
My concerts tend to be extremely personal and extremely intimate. People ask me what I'm going to play and what my set list looks like, but I don't write set lists anymore because they sort of get in my way with interacting with the now. I start off with a song and invite everybody to sing with me. From there, there's a sort of a seventh or eighth sense that tells you who's in the audience and what they're into, and usually just get these signals from someplace beyond thought that tell me which direction I should go in. And also, a lot of my performances are based on what is happening. If I'm working in a school and doing a community concert in the evening, the basis of that concert is what we did with the kids in the school during the day. It seems important to tie the parents and the community into where their youth are at. If it's a nursing home, I like to share whatever the new stories are, either that I've learned from another nursing home or what's happened in my life. I believe that if we're going to change the directions of our world, to reduce the violence, to improve and savor our environmental quality, to give our children an opportunity to make their lives exceptional, that these efforts will come through good education. The more children learn, the more we can inspire them, the better our world will be. I believe that our teachers are the front line, the people who will lead our children into a better world.
You are my sunshine.
I work with daycare, preschool, all the way up to colleges, and with schools that work with children with special needs. Each has its own wonder and beauty. The young mind is just fascinating. My programs are first and foremost based on understanding and comprehension of respect. I use music and stories and humor with the kids to help them look at the world around them, to understand what will help make their lives richer. We talk about cultural diversity, we talk about history, we talk about environment, we talk about the need to grow up healthy and strong and to become contributors to our world. There's almost an instant bonding I have from the time I walk into a school with the kids in the hallway. Part of it could be because they think I look like Santa Claus, but I somehow believe that they understand honesty and truth when they see it, and that's what I connect with the kids on that level. I think they know that my programs are exercises in truth and exploration. They appreciate that honesty. They'll write me after a program and share their thoughts and their feelings. Some write for quite a while afterwards. Others, I think, sometimes just reach out to see if, in fact, I will answer them, and I do. I do hear back over the years from both students and faculty that the kids remember what we talked about, which I find amazing because I don't think I can remember too many of the Lyceum programs I attended in school, what the subject matter was. When we're talking about respect, when we're talking about diversity, the kids seem to carry that with them and remember it. I would hope that it influences their lives to make positive changes. I'm always struck by the response of the staff as I work with the kids. In discussions after programs, they'll make comments like they haven't seen the children respond as positively, that I captured all the kids. The one child they were worried about because he's ADHD or kid dealing with emotional disturbance is the one sitting right next to me. I'm always amazed at that because I don't have any explanation as to why that happens, unless it's that the kids do crave the honesty and someone who genuinely cares for them. And I think that the students understand that. I think they also understand that I'm telling them what I believe to be truth, and I think that they appreciate that. The difference between working with our youth and working with our elders is with the kids, it's more a sharing of parables and directions on the wonder of the world that's awaiting them. With our elders, it's more reminiscing, going back and remembering the work, the families, the lives, the hardships. With the youth, they've got it all in front of them, and I'd hate to see them miss it simply because nobody shared what excitement there is out there, what the world is like, to go out there with an open heart and an open mind. And I'd say that's the major difference between the two types of programs. One's looking forward and one's looking backward. And at my age, I definitely have more history than I have future. When I started performing 30 years ago, I would trade dinner for some songs and stories at some of the nursing homes where I was going to school, and became enamored with the wisdom and the knowledge of our elders. And over the years, I've picked up stories that relate to home, hearth, how our country was built, and the people that really gave us the world we live in. So now when I visit the nursing homes and visit our elders, I share these stories with them and bring stories of my family. I like to think of the visits as being very close to the heart. I love the fact that when we're visiting with the elders that they will share with me their stories. Quite often, a story that I tell will trigger stories of similar nature, sometimes very different natures. Everything from how they use fish decoys for fishing when they were young, or moving to a particular place, or the kind of cars that they rode in. Every so often we'll get in a story cycle where they'll share with us their loves and their losses. I find these enrich my life because they're real and personal. Working with the elders in the nursing homes takes me back to my own youth. Growing up with my grandmother, who came from Scotland when she was very tiny. Her father, my great-grandfather, was brought over to work as a pattern maker for Thomas Edison and his think tanks, and helping electrify the city of New York and Orange, New Jersey. Stories of my grandfather Johnson, who came from the island of Saba in the Caribbean, where he grew up and as a young man, 17, migrated by boat into Bermuda and then into New York, and worked his entire life as a painter, painting houses. And the stories of my grandfather on my father's side was Welsh. Grandma always said, if you don't know where you come from, you'll never figure out where you're going. And so now when I'm in the nursing homes, I feel that these people are giving me an even broader picture about where we as a culture came from. I believe we're one brotherhood and one sisterhood and one race, and it's the human race. I believe in all my relations. I believe that I'm related to the trees and the birds and the four-legged animals. We share the same air, the same water, the same earth. We have a responsibility to each other. When I speak of we, I'm talking about all of life. My brother Walt Brissett, Redcliffe, Chippewa, taught me of the seventh generation. And when I think of the future, my mind moves ahead to the youth of the seventh generation. My belief is that it's our responsibility to ensure that they have the opportunity to watch the rivers, to see the birds, see the forests, to be able to breathe clean air, drink good water, and have earth that they can grow good food with. That's the future that I see, and I also see a future where there is peace and understanding and tolerance and respect for each other.
How could anyone ever tell you that you're anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you that you're less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that you're loved?